What's good, fam? It's Mr. Sycamore. This is a lazy Sunday afternoon. I got to go back on the grind tomorrow. Well, the other entrepreneurs grind. The ones that are already rich that I'm continuing to keep rich. I have to go back on their grind tomorrow, my 9 to 5. Uh, I wanted to do this video. It's actually Sunday, May the 7th, I'm thinking. But anyway, I wanted to do this video Friday morning because I did something that I felt needed to be done. But the thing about it is I had to think about it before I did it, which I should have had to do. There was this lady, I'm a bus driver, and there was this lady, she was going through some emotional strains that morning when I was picking her kid up. And she started crying, saying how she hated her present boyfriend, how she wants him out of her house. Yes, he lives with her. This guy is probably about 8 years younger than her. She's in her mid-30s. She has 5 kids. I don't think the oldest one is over 10, something like that. But anyway, the baby is the one that goes with us. But anyway, she's crying and she's talking about how this guy physically, not physically, I'm sorry, verbally abuses her. He talks about how he's going to go to another lady's house. He talks about how he can't stand the fact that the lady that was crying, he can't stand the fact that she's still dealing with her children's father, or allowing him to be in their life. I have one thing to say about that before I continue. He's stupid. Now, let me continue. She's crying. She's going on how she hates him. She wants him to get out. She don't know what to do. And she's stressed. She's afraid. And at one point, I was just listening to her, and I started not to say anything. But even though I knew I needed to say something, I was going to just be a listening ear instead of a voice. Until I thought about, we did some photography in my business, Most Style Inclusive Music, in our business with the photography aspect of it. We did some photography for an event last Saturday. And during that event, there was a young lady who got up and she spoke about her daughter and the incident that went on here in our town, where her daughter was murdered by a cowardly individual at her place of employment. And no one said anything. None of the bystanders said anything. The manager of the store didn't say anything. No one called 911, thus the death of this young lady. And the guy, he, as I stated, quite cowardly, he ran. He was found months later, deceased himself. But my whole point is, I thought back to this lady who spoke at this event about her daughter and saying, if someone would have just said something, then my daughter would be alive. So at that point, I took it upon myself to not only be a listening ear to this lady, it was time for me to speak. I told her as a man, but I first asked her, do you want to listen to what I have to say? I know it's going to be easy from the outside looking in and easier said than done and all of those kind of cliches for a person who is going through it. They will easily say yes, yes, yes. But when it comes down to it, you know, they have their reasons for not doing the right thing. So I said to this lady, look, let me speak to you from a male point of view. The verbal abuse shouldn't be given. Yes, you two may have arguments about something. Who doesn't? But the just intentional beat downs of the verbal, spankings, and I can't stand you, and I'm going to this other lady's house, and she loves me more than you, and all of that stuff is not needed. As a woman, you should know your worth and not accept any kind of abuse from a man. Men, you should not abuse a woman. Now, don't get me wrong, vice versa. Men, we have worth too. Ladies, you should not abuse us. It's a two-way street. But I told her, look, you may need to call the law. I'm not going to tell the exact whole story, but she was going to leave the house. She was afraid to come back. She didn't know if he had a key. I told her she needed to leave the house, go somewhere safe, call the police, try to get a restraining order. Because if she allows him to come back in, that same person that she never knew had that side of him, it may get worse. If she's not going to do it for herself, do it for the kids. She has 5 kids. If that guy doesn't want to let dad take care of his kids and do what he needs to by way of his kids, then he might as well just go, about his business and go somewhere else, because me, as a father, I'm not at all ashamed to have someone, assist me when it comes to my kids, especially if they're talking to the children's mother. I can't control that household. I'm not going to sit there and say he better not, except for when it comes to abuse. There's no abusing my child. I mean, you got some rounds to go. But if you're in there and you're helping take care of my child, which is not your responsibility, kudos to you, bro. I ain't mad at you. So I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I hate that you got that man in the house. The man in the house is her business. But like I said, well-being is what better be going on in the house when it comes to my kids. So I told her, well, you need to go do this. And she was like, well, I don't really want to make him mad if I do that. And I'm afraid he may come back. Okay, that's why you talk to the police. That's round 1 of this here thing you may have to go through. You don't want him to go to jail. Okay, so you want him to be free and to keep doing the damage that he's doing to you. But you hate him. So are those words just to be saying because you're going through what you're going through mentally right now? Hate is a strong word. But if you feel the way you feel, you want him out, you're tired of him, you're tired of the abuse, you want to put him out, you already have the opportunity to keep him out now. Get help. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have someone that is abusing you, get help. Ladies and gentlemen, if you see someone being abused, I'm not saying for you to physically jump into it because you may get yourself hurt, but at least try to make a phone call, 911 or something. Help those people out. Abuse is not good for anyone, young or old, male or female. I told her that I'm going to pray for her. I told her that I hope she does the right thing and takes some of what I said to heart. And if she can't think straight about what I said, think about her children. Think about the kids. This is Mr. Sycamore. Hopefully this video did a little something for somebody. Like I said, if you feel like you need to help someone, if you see someone going through it, even if it's just 911, or if you know that family, letting the family know so the family can get involved. Do something to help. Abuse is not good for anyone, male or female. Until my next video, I'm out.